is kind of put into the ether by some publications today. How do you guys feel about these rumors about the Browns being linked, I put in air quotes, to Kyle Pitts?
The link thing is hilarious because from what I read, it was a guy named Kristopher Knox from Bleacher Report wrote an article or something and just posed this, like, you know how they do these trade proposals. And now all the headlines that every other publication is Browns linked to former first-round tight end. No, they're not linked to him. It's just some guy made a proposal that we send Greg Newsome for Kyle Pitts, two guys that are, on the last year of their deals with their teams, kind of get an audition with a fresh, change of scenery. I don't know. Go ahead, Justin.
So what I'll say about this is if, let's say it was that scenario where it's just Greg Newsome for Kyle Pitts straight up, right? I want Greg Newsome.
Yeah, I know.
Give me Greg Newsome all day. So I'm very familiar with Kyle Pitts. Very familiar. Player. I've had Kyle Pitts in some dynasty, and I'm still holding on to him in one league, and I'm still waiting for him to show up. He had a great rookie year. Went over 1,000 yards. Yeah. Has been a disappointment the last 3 years.
They took him 4th overall in that draft. They took him over Jamar Chase. They took him over Micah Parsons. Okay. They took him over a ton of people.
Yeah. And the guy, super athletic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be like
the next dude. Yeah. And
he looked like it his rookie year.
Absolutely. And we all just kind of, so I don't know how you guys feel about this. So I'm looking at his numbers. He went for 1,000 yards his rookie year with 1 touchdown.
Yeah, there was hardly any scores.
And then 356 yards, 667 yards, and then 602 yards. Most touchdowns were 4, and that was last year. For me, with him, I was like, as soon as this guy gets a quarterback that he has some chemistry with, this guy's going to blow up. So Cousins, I'm like, man, this is it. I'm not making that trade.
For me, it was get away from Arthur Smith. I think he's screwing things up. And they did. They got the quarterback and they got the new coach last year.
Right.
Still didn't matter.
Yep. Bijan did all right.
Finally.
Yeah.
I'm still not 100% convinced they got coach right, but
well, I'm saying they changed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was still the same.
I'm not making that trade. I think Newsome is way more valuable to us in our secondary, especially the way we like to play defense, than Kyle Pitts is to our offense. We just drafted Fannin. We just drafted Harold Fannin Jr. to be our hybrid, put in space slot tight end guy. So I guess I'll bank on the potential of Harold Fannin as opposed to I've watched Pitts now for how many years underperform expectations. So to me, that's just a trade that doesn't make any sense for the Browns.
Pitts is already hurt, by the way. He's dealing with a muscle sprain in his foot, and he's not participating in OTAs because of it. So it's like,
nice.
This guy's been hurt. He's dealt with some things. There's been some effort questions. Like, we don't need to mess with it. Plus, if our offense is going to be a huge question mark, like pretty much across the board, especially at the quarterback position, why are we going to weaken our defense?
Yeah, trade away a key
we
piece.
need a strong secondary, and with those 3 cornerbacks, we have it. Now, the safety position is what's in question, and so you already kind of have a questionable safety position in your secondary. Don't weaken your cornerback position, which is your strong position.
This is one of those things, too, like you can't have too many good corners. I don't understand the people who are just so wanting to ship off Newsome. Like,
I'm only doing it for a legitimate player.
Yes.
Or, opportunity.
Newsome has played good football for this team. And, if there's one thing I never question about Newsome, effort, wanting to be here. Physicality. Like, is he your team's number 1 lockdown corner? Probably not. But that dude has played good football, and he wants to be in Cleveland. He always shows up, and he's an emotional leader.
I was going to say, he might be the emotional leader.
Yes, like he's important to the Browns defense, and I don't understand the fans that want to just ship him off. It's like that Texans game just left a bad taste in their mouth or something, where you got burned a couple times, and now they just want to ship him off. I'm like, Greg Newsome plays well. And he plays well pretty consistently for us, and he wants to be here. I'm not just shipping that off for a reject tight end who hasn't lived up to expectations. I'm not calling him a reject, but they're just getting rid of him. You know what I mean?
And I think Newsome could probably be in the trade discussion. If the season doesn't start off very strong and we're getting up to the trade deadline, it's like, well, he's not going to be here next year. We're not going to extend him. let's move him for a pick or a young piece or something.
Or, like a legit wide receiver. Like if Newsome was involved for like when we were talking earlier about like an Ayuk trade or going forward in a Olave trade. Okay, I can get behind that. I don't. You got to give up something if you want to get something.
True. Yeah.
Teams aren't. It's not like other GMs or John Nyes out there, just making fantasy trades. But so you got to give up something if you want to get something good in return. But I'm not trading Newsome for Pitts. That makes zero sense to me.